Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Carlos, and today I'm going to be talking about Apple versus Android devices. I'll start off by saying, did you know that you're paying for old technology by going with Apple and being told and advertised that it's the latest and greatest? Well, it's not. Most Apple devices are close to 2 years behind in technology, but yet they're being advertised as the latest in technology. Um, I've come from both sides. I've played with Android devices. I've played with Apple devices. I work on both operating systems, and I can tell you, hands down, Android is a much smoother running, customizable um, operating system. Apple has a lot of proprietary. I'm sorry. Equipment like chargers, for example, even Bluetooth. All Bluetooth earpieces aren't compatible with Apple devices. Um, Even their charging cable is not a standard cable. It's their own Apple made up cable that you can't you don't have the convenience of just having one charger for all your devices. You have to have an Apple charger for your iPhone or iPad. Whereas with Android devices, you have a standard SD charger for most everything these days, and you can have the convenience of just having one charger for everything. Another thing too is Apple claims to offer its customers like the best quality build and products and hardware and equipment, where most of them are it's not. 2004, the Samsung Note 3 came out, and that's being compared to the new iPhone 6 that came out the beginning of this year. Um, and we're going on 2016, and it's still being compared to a 2014 piece of hardware. Um, Another thing too is specs wise. Apple devices have always been behind when it comes to camera quality, pixels, graphics, video taking. Yet they're saying they have the best stuff. Well, no. Back to the Note 3 that has a better camera, rear facing and front facing camera than the new iPhone 6 does. Another thing too is a lot of the Android devices, you get you can purchase different models from different companies: Samsung, Motorola, LG, just to name a few of the most popular ones. And with between all of those, you probably have 50 to 60 different options in phones, and styles of phones, different materials, feel, the colors. If you want plastic, brushed aluminum, or even glass, they have some phones. Where with Apple, you only get three options: an iPhone 6, a 6S, and a 6 Plus, and it's silver, white, and gold. That's it. Some other options to qualities rather is the builds of the phones. You can tell by holding a brand new iPhone 6 versus holding a Samsung Galaxy S6, for example. You can just tell by the feel of the quality build of the equipment. The Apple devices, they're very light. Yeah, people like that they're light and slim in design, but their buttons are hollow. I feel like I'm gonna break the button by adjusting the volume on these iPhones. Whereas with Samsung devices or really any other Android phones, you get a better built, solid device. I've dropped my phone several times, and it's perfectly fine, and I don't have a case on it. You drop an iPhone, it's over. You're cracking the screen. You're bending a corner. It's so thin. It's ridiculous and so expensive. And they've they've given everybody this idea. To me, it's a fashion statement. It's almost a trend where it's Apple Vision, like I like to call it. They do great advertising. They promote all this stuff, but yet as a customer, you're getting robbed because you're paying for old technology. That's my biggest problem with Apple, is that why advertise something and tell your customers it's the best product on the market right now when it's close to 2 years outdated. Apple has a lot of proprietary things, again, like I mentioned. One big thing is media. Um, these days, everybody watches TV on their phones, movies, music, everything. Um, Music, and movies, when you download them, you purchase them from an iTunes store. They come in their own specific format. It's an ACC format where it can only be used on Apple devices. It doesn't matter that you paid $30 for a season of your favorite show or you bought 3 albums. You can't just, legally, you can't just download them onto a computer and put them on a CD and play them in your car. Um, they can only be used on Apple devices. Well, if I paid $30 for something and I want to listen to it in my car and put it on a CD where I have the copyright privileges to because I purchased it, I want to do that. Well, not with Apple. Sorry. You buy it, it can only be on your Apple device. Other things too are um, so screen quality. That's another thing. Everybody's taking video. Everybody's taking pictures. They they're pretty backdated. Again, even the new iPhone 6, they it does do 4K capability, but not to its full potential. And we're in 2015, close to 2016. The Samsung was doing 4K a year and a half ago. So that's something else that bugged me. Their screen quality. Pixels, the more pixels per inch, the clearer the image is going to be. Well, they're close to about 150 to 200 pixels difference from most Android devices. So the screen quality, you can tell the difference. Another thing is they're fully customizable Android phones. You have the ability to add widgets. You can download different apps. You can, you know, customize your phone to your personality. Or if you want to have, certain apps on one page, just have a page for games and then have a page for entertainment or a page just for emails. You can do that with an Android phone. But with Apple, you can't. Whenever you download an app, whatever the next available spot, that's where that app is going to be. Yeah, you can move the apps around, but you can't create new pages. You can't, have different sections or add widgets. That's something else that I think is crucial. Something else is the batteries. Most Samsung devices, Android devices, they have open backs, so you can swap your battery out. You can change it for an extended battery, a full battery. But yet with Apple, you can't. It's a sealed factory battery. You're not supposed to open it. You can't touch it. Any problem, you have to take it to Apple. Um, those are just some of the key points. There's so much more to it. We can go on for days. But just keep in mind, with Apple, it's a monopoly. You're paying for old technology, and you're being told it's the latest and greatest. Next time, just take a look at some Android devices, and you'll be surprised. I'm sure if you make the change, you'll be happy. Well, thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed, and see you guys with some Apple devices. Just kidding, Android devices.